Joining me back on the show, Kaela Banney, XFC Atomweight Champion. How are you doing, Kaela?
I'm doing great. How are you doing?
Fine. You're coming off. Do you believe it's the biggest win of your career so far?
I think it most definitely is. Yeah, definitely the biggest win so far for sure.
XFC 36. It was only a week ago, I think.
Last Saturday.
Yeah, Kim Piper. She came in to fight. She didn't, back down. But there were some moments where she pulled guard. Were you surprised?
I was so surprised. I was like, who pulls guard in an MMA fight? It's funny because I'm always stuck in that position in my jits comps as well. You know, people always pull guard on me and I'm like, oh, MMA, I don't have to worry about that. But obviously not. This time I did have to worry about it. So yeah, pulling guard and trying for those submissions off her back was really keeping me. I was, trying to be super tight and not exposed and because she was fishing for those triangles and was doing really well at it as well. So I just had to be super tight.
How do you grade her jiu-jitsu skills? Did you feel threatened by any of that? Any of her, attempts at anything, even her transitions or anything like that?
Yeah, I did. I felt threatened by her attempts when she was on the ground with the triangles mainly. Because, I was just starting to feel my arm get into that position where I knew, one move and I was going to slip in. So I did feel threatened there, mainly with the submissions. Yeah, it was definitely a bit of a risky situation for me.
Definitely, everybody was probably watching with that in mind, her pulling guard and you staying on top. A lot of people thought you should have just got back up and, walked away and let her stand back up because you were doing so well on the feet. In the interview before the fight, we talked about you and your power. And I think that power kind of showed in this fight where she didn't want to stand, and because you punched her a few good times, like solid, and it kind of shook her a little bit. Did you see in her eyes that she was rocked, that she was hurt?
Yes, yeah, I definitely saw that. Yeah, I felt like I did have a lot more power this time, and my stand up was a lot stronger. But then when we went to the ground, for me, I just felt getting back up I had to be careful as I was getting back up, I didn't want to risk exactly slipping into the triangle. So being on the ground, even working my punches on the ground, like I got in some good ground and pound, some elbows there. But it's always so hard. You have to be so tight and technical, especially when you're doing the elbows, because I didn't want to overreach and then slip into a submission. So for me, it was more about, just trying to stay safe in that position. But I did feel like my punches were really strong this time around. The power in my training and everything definitely came through. So yeah.
Going into the fight, were you more nervous compared to the other fights that you've had in the past?
For some reason, I wasn't actually. I wasn't more nervous. I was probably just as nervous. You're always going to be nervous before a fight. But for me, I wasn't thinking too much about it being like, yeah, I was trying not to overthink of it as being the title defense and being, like I have so much to lose. I was just trying to tell myself, it's just another fight. I'm confident in myself. I've got to go in there and do what I've got to do and not think about, that it's going to be one of the biggest fights of my career. I'm defending my title, everything like that. I tried to, in my mind, play it down, like really low key. It wasn't for me, even though deep inside I knew it was going to be big, I was just telling myself, it's just another fight. You just got to go in there and do what you got to do.
The game plan. Was the game plan the way that it came out in the fight? Like, did you follow it to a T, or did you feel like you made some mistakes?
Yeah, I always feel like I make mistakes. I didn't follow it to the complete T. I wouldn't say that it was 100% foolproof, but I did do a lot of the game plan that, my coach was talking about. But it's never like 100%. I always, after the fight, I'm like, he was telling me to do this. We should have, stuck to that. But it's always hard because with game plans, you've always got to adapt when you're in there. So a lot of the time we had a game plan and I knew I could go with the game plan, but in some situations I just felt like I needed to change it because obviously like I just felt I didn't want to expose myself here or there. So yeah, game plans are never bulletproof when it comes to MMA because you're always going to have to change. But I did a lot of the things, that we'd been training, you know, in preparation leading up, I was definitely doing that in the cage. So yeah, I was doing a lot of things right, but just obviously not 100%.
Did you watch the fight?
Yeah, I watched it straight away that next day. We watched it again. Yeah.
When you watched it and you're watching it and you're looking at your performance, it was a dominant performance. It was, you know, the judges got it right. You know, there was no mistakes on, you know, with that. But what mistakes did you think you made? Did you feel that you could have finished the fight at certain points?
Yeah, I did. Even looking back, you know, and that's what my coach was saying to me when I was standing and I had her on, and I was landing the shots, and you know they were clean and I was getting in. Then I would fall into the clinch, and then I would engage in the clinch rather than I should have just, you know, gone back out and then striked again. And I saw that when I was, because he was telling me that when we watched it again, I was like, yeah, I did every time. I don't know if it was just instinct because I feel comfortable against the cage. You know, my cage pressure has always been my strong point as well as my stand up, but I do feel comfortable against there. And so I think I was, yeah, like striking, and then I would just end up going into the clinch, and I should have, yeah, you know, done a little bit more shots. But yeah, you're always going to learn from that. I'm just happy that, you know, compared to the last fight, I did that more. So, you know, last fight I did a lot of clinching. I went in, but this time I actually did a lot more stand up, landed a lot more shots before I went into the clinch. So hopefully now next time it'll be even better. Yeah.
Well, you said, you know, your clinch game is strong. You proved that in this fight more than any other fight, especially with the knees. Like you hurt her a lot with the knees. Did you work on your knees in the clinch? Is that something
Yeah.
that you focused on in your camp?
Yeah. Not something that I focused on, but it's something that I guess is always just instinct for me, you know, as well, because I've had lots of Muay Thai fights. So knees for me, it's especially when you're up against the cage, it's one of the things that's the easiest to do. You know, their legs are open and you can have pressure and keep them pinned while kneeing. Whereas, you know, when you go to throw a punch, you have to open up a little bit. And so knees for me is just instinct. It's just natural. And I always have, you know, the corner yelling at me, knee. So it's just a instinct for me.
It's been like a week, like I said. So has anybody called you out yet? You know, because I'm pretty sure a lot of the women around Australia watched that fight in your division, maybe above your division. Is there any action? Is there anything that's going to happen? Are you going to be on the next card?
No, nothing's happened as yet. No call outs or anything like that. I think the biggest thing with that is it's because, like, you know, sort of Brooke, Kim and I are the kind of the only ones at this weight in our area. So the next of the girls, I guess, they're now everyone's, I guess, going to come out of hiding, but also the girls at our weight now are going to be predominantly overseas, you know. So I don't know what other girls our weight are in Australia at the moment. I haven't heard of any that are, you know, floating around. So maybe now they'll come out and put their hand up, but we haven't heard anything yet. So
One thing I like about Matt and XFC is if you want to fight, they'll try to get you a fight. And especially with your division, it's, you know, it's shallow. So if some girl comes out and says, hey, you know, I want a shot, I think I could beat her, Matt will look at it and say, okay, you look like you could beat her. Maybe it's a possible, you know, it's a good matchup. Let's do it. And that's what's wonderful about XFC and the position that you're in too, is like, you want to fight whoever's out there, and, you know, you're down for it, which is great too. You're not like trying to select people to fight.
yeah, exactly, you know, and I 100% agree with you. I like with Matt, you know, giving Brooke and I the opportunity in the first place with creating that title for us is, you know, is great, because we didn't have that in Australia, you know, nobody had that. And so for him to do that is great exposure for us in our division. So I'm really thankful for him to even opening that up for us, and now it has, yeah, opened up, yeah, like for other girls to put their hand up, and it is going to be, yeah, so whoever, you know, puts their hand up, it's kind of like there's not many options. So whoever there is, you know, I'm going to have to fight. Like, so yeah.
Well, there's another possibility. You could go up in weight and create a strawweight division, because
You
I'm pretty
never
sure
know.
there's a few girls out there in the strawweight division that would like to challenge you, that cannot
Yeah,
cut down to atom weight, and
that's true.
maybe a possible champ situation for you, which would be
Yeah,
tremendous, right?
it would. Yeah. and that's not completely off the cards. It has, that thought has crossed my mind before. Like, because previously though, I took a couple strawweight fights where I wasn't even at strawweight, it was just wrong decisions. And so, atomweight has always been my division, but as well, in saying that, I am getting stronger and I am getting, fitter. And so, like, for me, I now walk around at 52, which for me, I'd always been lower. So now I'm getting stronger. I am getting heavier. So you never know. It could be there, we'll see what happens. Yeah. It'll have to be a discussion between the coaches and see if that's an idea or not. Yeah.
Well, I guess whoever's listening to this, if you're a woman that's training in Australia that has a few fights, that is an atomweight or a straw weight, you should call you out. Basically, you're like, come on, bring somebody, come out the woodwork and fight me. Are you ready to fight? Or how's your body? Are you healthy?
Yeah, I'm healthy. I'm fit. Everything like that. But I don't want to rush into anything as well. Just enjoy it while it lasts, and as well, like, even though I say, oh, kind of, like, oh, put my hand up, fight anyone, but as well, we got to be smart about it at the same time. So we don't want to, like, I don't think I would be taking any strawweight fights just yet too soon. Like, that'd be a lot later on. I still want to be fighting at atomweight, because I don't want to be taking too many fights and then then my body get injured. So at the moment, nothing is set in stone or coming up. I am healthy, and so if something comes, it's not like we have a reason to say no or anything. So yeah, we're always going to be ready, always going to be preparing. But I think for now, I just want to, as well, because I had two back to back, so I'll let my body come down a little bit, and then we'll see what happens from there.
XFC, when you win the title or when you defend the title, they always give you a ring.
Yeah.
You like giving the rings?
I was confused about what the ring was about. Yeah, I guess, like, it's just a little, kind of like a little medal, like a little trophy as well. So yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah, I think I saw you at the end of the fight. Was that your father that came up and gave you the box? He gave you the box, and I was confused too. I was like, why is he giving you a box? It looks like there's a ring. And then I remembered, oh yeah, I forgot. Matt does give rings to the champions, and you look like you were confused too.
Yeah, I was, because I remember I got the ring last time as well. But then when Dad was bringing it in, I was like, because I think Matt or someone gave him the ring to give to me. So yeah, I was confused. I was like, what is this? And oh, that's right, it's the ring. Yeah.
Did you think for a second that somebody was proposing to you outside the cage?
Yeah, the thought kind of like went past. I was like, who's out there? I was like, don't have anyone that would be doing that. So yeah, and nothing like that. Yeah.
How was the crowd? Was this, because Matt was saying that this XFC, what the crowd was like the loudest. It was the best crowd he's ever seen for an event. Did you feel the same when you were fighting? Did you feel it?
Yeah, I felt it. It was one of the biggest events I think he's ever had, and I did feel it, the energy, but also the crowd. Like, when I was fighting, we had the chanting going on, which didn't have as last time. So it was definitely a big crowd this time. Yeah, he did really well with this show.
All right, Kaela, thank you for your time, and enjoy your win. I know that you're busy teaching Jiu-Jitsu, and what is your position at the gym? I asked you last time, but it seems like you're busy. Your life is just fighting and Jiu-Jitsu and the gym, and you never have no time off, huh?
No, that's it, exactly. It feels like it never ends. That's it. So as soon as after my fight, just back into the gym and just getting back into work, because I do all the administration stuff for the gym, but also teaching kids. So we have so many kids here, and it's actually a really busy week for us. I came into the busiest week because we have our kids grading. So they're testing for their next belts. So we're getting everyone ready. We're getting all, the gym organized. So we have gradings tomorrow, getting all the certificates. So it's a big process. So yeah, come off and then straight back into work and back into the lifestyle of it. But it's good. I love it. I'd rather be coming back to work doing something I love than going and sitting in an office doing something I hate. So always busy, but I love being busy. So it's a good thing, I think.
All right. Thank you for your time. And
Thank
I'm
you.
looking forward to seeing you back into the cage when it's time to, throw down.
Yeah. Awesome. Me too. Cool. And thanks for that.